Alright, well, it's the next day, and today's disassembly day. So what I'm going to do is take this top bar off, take the intake off. I'll probably stop a couple times along the way to show you what I'm looking at. You guys have already seen all of this off and this off before, so I'm going to get this and the DESA valve and probably get all the way down to the actual throttle body, get all that off and out of my way, and then I'll give you guys an update or bring you over here, let you see what we're looking at. And then we will probably see about taking this out. We gotta disassemble the fuel rail and do that, and then you guys are gonna see a time lapse. Okay, here we are. We are at way further than I left off earlier, and through that time lapse you saw, we got to this point. I have the fuel rail pulled here over to the side. Definitely going to need to clean the injectors. They are not looking too happy. We may go ahead and replace these now that we're in here. But I'm at the point where I believe everything is loose, and we should be able to take that manifold off. So, before we go to the plastic gloves, for some mechanic gloves real quick. That way, get some grip on this and see if this moves. Alright, so am I still missing a bolt somewhere? So I got all the ones along the back. Yep. So it may just hasn't been off in a while. I got the one off the bottom there. I think it's just going to be a bear to get off. Uh-oh, don't want to mess that up. Okay, there she goes. Whew. My goodness. Oh, there it goes. Alright, we have lifted up and off. So we definitely still have vacuum lines and other miscellaneous stuff connected into here. Fuel lines are out of the way. Okay. Alright, we got the intake off. And before I do too much, I'm going to go ahead and brake here for a second and pick this vacuum cleaner back up and back. That should help keep any of that garbage from getting in there. I know we still have some stuff attached to the bottom, but we should be able to get this out and flipped up a little bit. Alright. Alright, we still got this Cyclone one hooked on the bottom. So we have to push those in and get that to let go for us. Oh wow, it actually worked. Okay. Alright, that one's loose. We got this one here, which went to the breather up top. Alright, well, that one is not coming loose easy here. It's that Cyclone adapter. So we're going to pull this vacuum line off of there. Actually, we're not getting that vacuum line off. So if I pull this out, that should allow me to get this off. So much stuff attached to the bottom of this thing. Does that not allow that to come off? Now that should come off of there. More progress has been made. I'm still waiting on parts to come in, but one of the boxes did come in, so I do have a new air separator, and we got some new hoses to install. And I wanted to take a second. I've taken the time here. I've cleaned up where the intake manifold is actually going to go. So all of this had to be cleaned up, so I've got that all cleaned up. And again, while we're waiting, I figured I might as well take a little bit of time and clean everything else up. Go to the table of parts. We've cleaned out the throttle body here. It was like yellowish in color. This little vacuum lift box has all been cleaned up. No longer has junk all over it. We've got the valves taken care of. We've got the DISA valve here. And this is cleaned up and working, and nothing is cracked in its little magical boxes. So this is working nice and free. That is good. And then the thing that was a big culprit, along with that air cyclone or the oil cyclone separator, that was not that clean before. Whenever I first pulled it off and actually tried to do that little bit of jiggle back and forth, it was kind of stuck. So I believe this was one of the main issues, as well as the diaphragm and whatnot being broken on the old oil separator down there on the ground. So again, while I was doing all this and cleaning stuff up, I did take the time. Yeah, it's white. I know, I painted it white. It's not perfect white. I just wanted to throw something in there, change the engine bay up a little bit, because the engine bay has all this black. That white should add a nice touch to the engine bay and adds and break up a lot of the black colors. So we'll have the blue, the gold, the white will all work together. Some more meticulous work has been done. I had to run and grab some more parts. We had to pick up some vacuum line, because there was a couple more things wrong on this bad boy, but I've got most of the stuff back in. I've got to wash my hands before I touch it and try to put it back in the car. But we've got all new vacuum lines. I've even taken the time to make sure that everything is nice and secure on here and replaced. I'm really looking forward to this. This should work out really nice, and time to basically put it back in the hole. Okay, I've opened the garage a little bit. I believe I have everything back in place. We've got intake, the DISA valve, the idle control valve, all of the cool stuff back in place. Vacuum lines are on. All of this, we cleaned the fuel injectors. Got that all back on there. Vacuum lines are back on, so we're ready for first startup. So we'll go ahead and record this and see if it's a train wreck or if everything goes well. It should go well. I do believe we have everything set up, so I am going to prime it a couple times because we did remove all the fuel pressure. What a journey. Alright, I heard the fuel pump priming. Uh-oh, I think I see some leaks. A couple leaks, actually. Oh, man. That's not good. Well, I got to a stopping point tonight. I've got to get fuel injector seals because those ones aren't resealing, but I got everything in. I was gonna fire it up tonight, but then I had to pull that off. So tomorrow I'll get some fuel injector seals. Okay, let's try this again. Injector seals replaced this time. So we before had this one here leaking really bad. Number 4 and number 6, all of them were leaking, so we did have to replace the actual seals on the so we're gonna see if it runs now. So let's turn the key. I'm bringing you guys with me. Again, I didn't cover doing all that. You can watch a million videos on how to replace the O-ring seals on your injectors. So let's see what happens here. Like she's running. Let's let it run here for a minute. I'm gonna let it sit here and run for a minute, and I'll bring you guys back whenever I got it shut off. I think, what should I do to cover that fuel rail? Huh. How about we make ourselves a fuel rail cover? Time to paint this bad boy. I think we're gonna do blue, red, and white. And boom, I've got it finished off. I took this back off and put the heat stuff back on it, and now we have the cool little tags, and you can kind of see that. So I've got all of the cool stuff in place. Okay, we've actually finished up a lot of the fine details. I'm gonna go ahead and finish attaching this strut bar. But as you can see, we have the white, we have the red cover now, and we've got the blue valve cover. So the engine bay is really coming together. Now I've really gone through all of the vacuum lines, all of those systems, and I've been looking at ways to eliminate those. I think maybe the next time we actually take this intake manifold off, we are going to eliminate all of that. And maybe look at either tuning this factory ECU or looking into the painstaking of just rewiring it, have a standalone, and trying something out. But I've got the heat stuff back on the heat rails, so we got our little protected deals sticking out. So that's all done. It is now time to pick up all the tools around the car and put her back down on the ground. Okay, here we go. We're gonna come down now. Everything's been checked. Still gotta go higher. One side. Other side's down. And down we go. All right, success. She's running. I have her outside. I just took her around the block real quick. She's looking good outside. All right, as you can see, I got it running behind me, and everything is working out okay right now. So I'm happy that taking the intake apart, replacing all of the seals, a lot of the rubber components, replace some of the vacuum lines. It was painstaking, and in my normal fashion, I can't leave it alone. I had to add a little bit of color. Again, we got some red, we got some white under the hood. We are totally patriotic now with the red, white, and blue. Oh, so I look forward to seeing everyone out at the next event, and hopefully you're following along. What can I get myself into next? Stay tuned to find out.